What's up, everybody? And for once, I am going to do something that's related to the actual channel in itself. Now, what I was planning on doing is doing some sort of reveal at around 18 subscribers. Why 18? Well, since 2018 was really the year that was special to me because it was the year I started my it was the year I started my senior year in high school, and it was probably the last year that I ever felt truly safe to walk the fuck outside and not get stabbed by a random thing that's on the news. So, 18 subscribers, I'll do something stupid. Nothing big, not a face reveal. This thing is saved for two people. That one lucky person I'll end up finding, and the IRS when they eventually find me. Now, that being said, once we hit 18, I have decided that I will do something along the lines of. What? Wait, what? We already hit that? 18, really? We were at 17 like 20 minutes ago. Huh. Well, shit. Something around here. Sock reveal. Badass set of socks. You guys like that? Okay, this 18 subs. God damn it, this is my life now. Badass Berserk socks. Trust me, on the other side, there's a picture of Guts, like, shooting from his cannon arm. There's a little symbol right there. There. It says that. I'm not that flexible. I can't pick my legs up that way. I also have the right sock. Just to let you know, I didn't steal a sock and then not get the other one. Papa's gonna rob somebody. He's gonna rob them well. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and be able to move on to a new thing. I am happy about 18 subs. That was not just an excuse for me to show off these cool socks that I found because I legit forgot I bought them. Now, on to the subject of today's video, which is going to be linked to my next video that once we hit 20, if we hit 20 subs, and I'm not saying like subscribe or anything, I'm like, fuck it. You want to watch the video? Watch the video. It's your life. And it's not really affecting me. I'm not making money off this. Now, what I am going to do is on 20 subs, I'm going to write a whole bunch of shit and put it into like a hat or something. I have a lot of hats just hanging up on my wall. Like that wall, there's no hats. The wall in front of me right now, there's a shit ton of them just lining the places around my wall, whatever. Now, that being said, I'm going to take a whole bunch of pieces of paper, put them into a hat, and then just start picking them. And then pick something out. And then whatever I pick out, I'm going to say on repeat for the next 10 minutes. So if I end up saying so if I pick up a piece of paper that says thick thighs save lives, it's going to be a 10-minute video featuring thick thighs save lives. My brother will be the one to announce it when it actually goes down. It could be a whole bunch of stuff. It could be Berserk is the best manga. It could be a few things. It's not going to be anything political. I am not good at shit. I do not have a voice for politics, so I'm going to stay the fuck down here. Here, I could say oak wood is the best wood. I could say it's all going to be my personal opinions. I'll pick something. Professor Juniper was the best Pokemon professor. I don't know. I'll say shit like that. But, on to what the video is about. This video is dedicated to my socks and the material that they are based on. No, not cotton and it's polyethylene. I have gasoline socks. No, but I am a big fan of Berserk, as you can fucking see right over there. There. And not to say that I'm the biggest fan of Berserk, because there are certainly other people out there who have put much more time and effort into everything Berserk related. Check out a YouTuber called The Masked Man. He has a shit ton of content based around it. He is really fun to watch. He's like me if I knew how to edit and was funny. Now that being said, I literally just finished all of Berserk. The only thing I haven't touched was the light novel based off of a certain character that happens later on in the manga. And I do intend on getting that at some point, but it's on the back burner compared to a lot of other stuff. I bought the first book of Dorohedoro because I finished the anime and I wanted to see what the art style was and what the story was like there, and I'm enjoying it. But right now, Berserk. To be fully transparent about the whole thing, I did not start reading Berserk at the beginning. I watched the anime and was so fucking pissed by the end of the series because of the whole, well, if you've seen it, you know exactly what happens. Now, what happens is there's a big fucking cliffhanger, and I'll leave it at that. Now, when it gets to that cliffhanger, I wanted to know what the fuck was going on, so I bought Berserk. Berserk was my first manga I've ever owned. Like, it wasn't the first comic that I've owned, because I owned a lot of comics pre-weeb days. But that shit right there, that was my first introduction to the finish line that was becoming a weeb. Because I'm pretty sure the only steps I have past this point is anime body pillow and learning Japanese on Rosetta Stone and disappointing my parents. Those three are on the list, but I'm not going to do two of them. Now, that being said, I watched the original 90s series, and I did it like a real man. I didn't pay for it, I didn't pirate it. I watched it on YouTube with really shitty audio quality that was higher than everything else, and I had to watch it on 75% speed so it would actually look coherent. That also being said, as soon as I finished it, I then watched the movie adaptations that were on Netflix at the time. I watched through all of them, and I learned a little bit more because certain things were cut out of the 90s. I then found out that there was an anime adaptation for everything that happened past what happened in the movies and the 90s anime. And I saw the animation and immediately got erectile dysfunction. So, I did not watch those. I instead said, hey, let's just read the fucking source material. So I picked up those books. I started at book 14 and then continued all the way down, or volume 14 and continued all the way down to volume 40. And then once volume 40 was up there, I stopped buying them for the longest period of time because I was like, well, I have everything. And then I found out that every single video that I saw of Berserk that was talking about the source material always switched from read the manga to just which medium was the best. The best one they said was the 90s version, but if you want the actual everything that's in it, read the manga. So I'm like, fuck it, fine, I'll read the manga. I got a good job that started paying a little bit better than I wasn't expecting. I was working at a fast food restaurant, and I gotta say, I did not have a fucking good time. But my best times were when I got to go home and pick up a book that had big-ass anime titties in it. Now, after that point, I then continued on with reading through all of them, all the way until I got to book 40, which was the newest released one. I've heard that currently they're on a hiatus because Kentaro Miura is very well known for those. And I've got a good amount of shit on my Amazon list, so I've got time to wait. I've got stuff I can pick up. Now, when I realized that it's going to be a while and I don't want to forget everything, I didn't want everything to get fresh out of my mind, I then picked up the first book, the first compendium, the hardback covers that consist of 3 different volumes. Because I found out that they were printing them like that, and I'm like, oh shit, that costs the price of two when I get three, so fuck it, that's it. I got that. So I picked it up and I realized that, oh my god, there was so much stuff that I missed. So I continuously got all the way up to that. Until I got to the fourth compendium right here. There, my finger lines up perfectly with it. I got that one and realized it went all the way up to 12. And if I wanted to get another compendium, it would consist of like 2/3 books that I already had, and all I needed was one more book. But that one book contains the most horrific thing in anime history. Like, I don't think there's anything worse in anime. I doubt there's anything worse in fiction. I think the only thing that I've read that has that fucks up a person more was like in the Bible. And there was one of them involved Big J himself, and the other one was another guy with a name that started with J, Job. And both of them were torture fests that went on for a fucking long time. And I just had to bite the bullet and get that last book 13. The one with the infamous demons and, let's just call it the beach episode, okay? Beach episode. If you've seen the meme that I'm referring to, I pray for your soul. Now, when I got the book, actually, it came with a sticker on it. Normally, the books, they come with a sticker that comes on, like, the... Gotcha! Like, I'm just going to use a speaker that I have for it. There would be the book, and then there would be, like, a little sticker off to the side right here. Here, that would have, like, parental discretion advised, because there is swearing, nudity, whatever the fuck else, literally everything is in this book. The only thing I can't find is drug abuse, but then there's a lot of alcohol. But then I got past it. I got all the way to that one point. The book 13, and they had a really big sticker on the front of it because the cover of it was literally the biggest spoiler ever. And I'm not going to show it because that is how you get banned. Yeah, so I finished everything in the Berserk series. And as a fine connoisseur of everything that is murder, big swords, political intrigue based around medieval fantasy, and then demons get thrown in there. At least when it comes to this realm, I'd say I'm an expert in what comes towards it. And I've got to say, this took a fucking long time. Like, I would not recommend putting this much time into reading that big of a series. Read faster than I do. Or at least have the money on hand to get all of them, and then just spend like 3 weeks just be like, this shit's good. Because it took me like a year and a half to do all that. But, since I finished it, I gotta say, it's one of the best series I've read ever. I legit believe Berserk is my favorite anime series of all time. At least the 90s anime version was my favorite anime that I've ever seen, ever. The manga is my favorite manga I've ever read of all time. So they hold that spot. Number 2 is still yet to be determined. I don't have enough series to, like, say what my favorite is. If I had to pick one, I'd say my second favorite. And I do have Vinland Saga up there, but I don't have all of it, and I haven't read enough of it. Because my friends keep putting pressure on me, and there's like a little thing in my head that's like, fuck you, spite, and then I just don't do it. But currently, maybe I should make a video someday where I'm just like, showing off my collection of shit. And then, like, do what the Anime Man did. Because he actually came out with a video earlier today that was, like, showing off $5,000 worth of stuff. And then it turns out, like, oh, he made, like, each book was, like, $5 at most. Because that's what because that's what it costs in Japan. I'm like, motherfucker, most of these cost like $12 or above. I am not that rich. I can't buy the whole damn series. I bought one whole series once, and that is Tokyo Ghoul down there that I have yet to read, and it's sitting right next to the first two seasons of the VHS. I'm gonna save that for the spin. I'm gonna save that if I actually do a video on that. So, if you Berserk is not for the weak of like will and minded. If you're somebody who appreciates art style for art's sake, this is a series definitely meant for you. There are some that are better, but this is pure fucking art. Now, if you want a series that's heavy dark fantasy, this is the shit for you. I've also been told that Claymore is another good one, but I have yet to see it, and I really want to because apparently it's fucking awesome. Now, on if you like big fucking swords killing big fucking monsters, this is the shit for you. And I would like to reiterate, this is not for everybody. This is not a happy feel-good. This is a feel-good because the amount of dopamine in your brain has narrowed out. I have read through all of it. I started here, and then through the progression, I slowly dipped down until it stopped being depressing, and then the flat line of dopamine where it no longer got sucked out of my brain. Because once it started getting like that flat line is where dopamine starts. It's like, oh, I'm not losing dopamine anymore. I must be happy. A minorly good thing, and it happens. The happiest moment of my life. Hey, that's the best way I can feel for it. But goddamn, this is the best series I've read. That being said, I have yet to read Vinland Saga. I'm assuming it's good, because everybody won't shut the fuck up about it. And, really, I want to say that Dead Man Wonderland would probably be my second favorite. Because I have the complete series of it. It was really good. The anime was fun. It definitely needed, I don't know, a second season, an actual ending, a third season. Just make the fucking rest of it. It's right there. It's right fucking there. But Berserk is worth your time if you have a strong will. You don't mind the depressing bits. You're okay with insanely graphic depictions of everything from child abuse, struggle snuggles, pedophilia, murder, a lot of murder. Most of the people that committed the first three things end up getting murdered. So there's that. Like, you do something bad, you get murdered. But then, like, everybody gets murdered in this series. Now, I don't know why I did that. It felt funny, though. But, until next time, I have been the Red Sun. I do plan on doing a little bit of an update. It's not going to be a video, but you are going to notice a little bit of change. I am the Red Sun. I plan on continuing more of these. Oh, and to support my brother, at least with what he's going through, Happy Pride Month. Now, there's one thing we do have in common. Well, there's two things. We both appreciate thick thighs and twinks. That's right. He's bi, I'm pan. Just works out. Now, we debate a lot of the times whether or not they're the same thing, but doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we can fuck whoever we want to, even though we don't look good enough to actually do it with anybody. But solidarity in being alone. We have twice the options, and still nobody wants it. Now, that being said, I have been the Red Sun. I'm going to check out for today. So, Red Sun is setting. Have a nice day. Hey, happy Pride Month. Black Lives Matter. And if anybody out there does not wash their hands because the virus is getting worse, and it's probably getting worse because so many people are hanging out together in a confined space. Seriously, if you're going to help protest, wear masks. You're not immune to it because you're angry. Please, wear masks. And wash your fucking hands or I'll cut them off. Have a nice day. Red Sun, setting for today. Bye, guys.